Amy Love here. Welcome to another Inspiration Conspiracy Hop. Make sure you check out the description below and hop along and see everybody's awesome videos. Today I'm going to be altering a mason jar. I'm a little fanatic about mason jars. I have them everywhere. I love them, love them. So I have crumpled up some tissue paper and I am going to use my watered down Mod Podge. It's half water, half Mod Podge, to adhere the crinkled tissue paper to my mason jar. And I absolutely love it to be crinkled. Of course, you don't have to have it crinkled if you don't want to, but that's how I like it. So this jar is going to have a lot of texture. Now, the thing, of course, about using tissue when Mod Podging is you have to be very gentle with it or it will tear, which we'll see here in a minute, because once you start going, sometimes I get carried away and I don't realize how rough I'm being with the tissue, so I do actually make a hole, but this is just the bottom layer, so I'm not too worried about it. And I think I made it up there at the top. I'm going to go ahead and cover the top where the lid would go, because on this particular project I'm not going to be using a lid, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and cover all that up too. And then I let it dry, and now I'm going to add this adorable Tilda napkin. I absolutely love it. It's so cute. So I made sure and removed the other layers of the napkin, the bottom, liners that napkins have, and I'm just using that top piece. And so it is very fragile also when it gets wet, so you have to be really careful or you'll, rip it up and make holes too. I'm also not being concerned with the wrinkles because I want this particular project to be wrinkly. If I didn't, I'd just use some saran wrap to kind of push out the wrinkles, but I actually want this one to have that kind of texture. And again, I do get carried away right there. I'm pulling off a piece, so I have to go back later and add another little piece of the napkin because I was just too rough with it. And I'm just folding all that down and Mod Podging it and covering the whole bottom. And then I let that dry, or semi-dry. Now I'm going to add this doily. And I like to tack my doilies down in, 4/4, just a little extra security. And then I took this die cut out of one of my Tilda paper pads. And it says an offering of friendship, because I actually am making this as a gift for someone. So I'm just going to adhere that right there on top of the doily. Glue strings everywhere. And then I'm going to add this pink flat back pearl trim, which I think is adorable. And I'm just adding everything with hot glue. And it ought to hold it good enough. But I actually am going to come through with my heat gun and help to remove, the heat gun will help remove all those glue strings that I am creating. It's getting like a web in there. So, yeah. So you can see some of the web right there. So yes, this helps so much. Love my heat gun for that and many other reasons. Now I'm just going to wrap some baker's twine on top of the flat back pearl trim. And I'm going to fill up that whole space where the lid would screw on. I'm going to just cover that with that cute little pink striped baker's twine. And I glue the first one, and then I wrap it around, and then I glue the last part. And then on top of that, I'm putting this teeny tiny little pink pearl trim. It's just so adorable. This is a very cutesy patootsy little mason jar, but cutesy patootsy is how I roll. So I love it. And while I'm looking at it, I'm realizing I'm going to have to put something on the top too to cover up, where I've let the napkin and the tissue paper over the edge. And I decided on some bling, because that's one thing that my project didn't have yet, was some bling. And this bling is just so pretty, so I love the way it looks on the top. And as you can see, I've added a tassel and a bow to the side. I did that when I was adding the baker's twine. And we're almost done. This jar is almost complete. And I'm actually using it as kind of a gift container. I'll be filling it with little goodies for if friend of mine, just to thank her for being awesome. So instead of a gift bag, she's getting a gift jar. And actually was gonna just stop at that, and then I decided the jar needed a little, just still a little something. Of course, I had to get the glue strings off again, so I break out the heat gun. But I decided I was gonna add a little Biscotti Pearl Mist, and all that does is just give it a really light shimmer to the decoupage. So I love the way it turned out. I'm getting ready to fill it with goodies and get it off to my friend. I hope you all enjoyed watching. And don't forget to hop along. The list is in the description below. See you next time.